commencement will happen as soon as we're able to do it with government approval.
Since the start of the pandemic in March 2020, major university events, games, and ceremonies have been canceled or postponed due to coronavirus. Over a year after the statewide shutdown, things are starting to look up for students across campus, with graduation going on as scheduled this May.
The goal this year was to get to an on-ground commencement and for people to be able to celebrate it with their parents. Then we looked at the guidelines and what we're able to do.
Graduation has been held at Webster Bank Arena in recent years. However, due to COVID-19 restrictions, this would not be possible this year. The commencement committee had to look to other possibilities, ultimately deciding upon campus field.
We looked at the field where we used to have commencement, which is being an outdoor space, and how many people we could fit in that space. And so that really determined kind of the venue and the place, how we could structure commencement.
Along with the change in location, the university had to figure out specific logistics to make it COVID-friendly, as well as host commencement for not one, but 2 graduating classes.
We then looked at all the graduates, how many graduates from each college, times the parents that would be there. And we had to split it into 4, because we're doing the class of 2020 before the commencements for the class of 2021. They haven't had theirs, and we've been working with them closely for over a year.
The class of 2020 ceremony is scheduled for Saturday, May 15th, a week before the class of 2021. Members of student government have continued to plan the major event throughout the course of the pandemic.
Before COVID, we still had our weekly meetings for student government with our advisor. When COVID hit, everything was different, and we still met with Patillo, I would say about 3 or 4 times on Zoom, and all of his advisors, and we tried the best we could.
The commencement committee and its subcommittees continue to work hard to plan the details that go into holding this year's unique graduation. But their main focus is to celebrate the accomplishments of students.
Given who we are as Sacred Heart University, we want to make sure, even this year, with all the restrictions and constraints, we want to make sure this is a memorable experience, but it's also a shared experience because of the shared sacrifice that the students have with their families to get to where they are.
Although the ceremony will be broken into separate days and will not have the customary senior week that many senior classes look forward to every year, the university is determined to honor graduates as normal as possible.
We wanted the ceremony to be as close to the original traditional ceremony as we can get it. And so every element we've really looked at and said, well, how can we do that in COVID times?
I'm glad they're able to at least have it on the football field. I mentioned they should because it's outside, we can social distance, and it's so much better. But I'm glad we were able to get something going. Even if it's just one graduation and not anything else, I'm glad it's still happening.
The class of 2021 graduation ceremonies will be split up into numerous formalities, beginning on Wednesday, May 19th, then continuing on Thursday, May 20th. The ceremonies will complete on Saturday, May 22nd, with the class of 2021 graduate programs. Reporting for The Pulse, Kristin Burnell, Fairfield, Connecticut.